My name's Chris Jacobson. I am a healthcare real estate advisor with Lean Associates. I oversee all 84 offices' efforts for healthcare across the whole company with Lean Associates. And when I started 6 years ago with my real estate partner, Susan Wilson, we were the only two people doing healthcare, and now we've grown it to the point where we have 21 teams with 37 people across the country doing nothing but healthcare. We use anything we possibly can to better see a patient or retain staff for using real estate. We oversee accounting, property management, project management, brokerage, investment sales, real estate investment trust work, anything at all that can touch healthcare. We oversee it. It's super fun. I think I got my PIN in 2015 or 2016, I don't even remember. And don't ask me my number. I was on the Minnesota Dakotas chapter board for 12 years, president and then RVP. With the National Institute, I've done recently the networking chair. And with Paul Rumler, we worked together to change the governance committees over to the forums, which has been super fun. Then now I'm a marketing chair next year. Well, networking is one of the three pillars of CCIM, and what its value is. It's education, it's networking. But the networking to me is probably the most valuable. When someone comes to a forum, it's becoming an event where there's 8 panels, there's a network lunch with the economists. We had a Moody's national economist, Bank of America's national economist, and NAR's policy advisor. All three of those spoke. They were outstanding. Michael Litt came in and had an evening with Michael Litt. Michael Litt is basically the movie The Big Short. He is kind of the whole reason that movie existed. And I always like to think of when they break from the camera and they talk right directly to the camera, they're actually talking to Michael Litt, which I think is really kind of cool. He ran Front Point Partners in the movie. It was actually his company. I mean, those 4 guys, the Steve Carell character and the other 3 guys were on that 4-person team directly to Michael. So his insights for real estate have been outstanding. I think everybody really enjoyed him. I mean, from an education standpoint, I live in the 103. The 103 is decision-making for the user. And so I work mostly on provider side healthcare, so helping clinics, physician groups, and hospital systems with where they go and why. So helping them make better decisions on where they put locations and how they can afford it, especially in this market where there's cuts to Medicaid, there's inflationary risks, and when the cost of gloves go up, hospital systems feel it instantly. Their profit margins are so tight. So with the 103 for me, from an education standpoint, it's amazing. Gap analysis, split share analysis, understanding where data analytics takes people. So the education has been amazing, plus the networking. My first time I ever completed my CCIM designation, I immediately got a client. And that client basically was big enough that I did 2 transactions with them, and that was enough to pay for CCIM for the rest of my life, basically. So it's been really easy to continue being a part of this and give back because I get so much out of it. I think the brand is becoming so known. People who need help with real estate are looking to CCIM to find people. For example, the one I mentioned was an inpatient behavioral group. He won't work with a national broker, but so when he goes into a different market, he would look for a CCIM with healthcare experience. And that's his only 2 criteria. And then he'd interview the people he'd find with those 2 criteria and choose from that list. So it's a narrowing mechanism where I think people are realizing how strong the CCIM platform is and the people who are involved in it, the quality of the people involved in healthcare, or not healthcare, in real estate in general. People choose CCIMs over anything else. They look for that as a criteria these days. That forums have become exciting. People are buzzing about what's going on in the place. And the networking lounge, people are hanging out there, people are having a cocktail, they're talking to each other. The breath of excitement coming out of the networking lounge is like the heartbeat of the whole thing. It's going great. Communication. The amount of conversations that are going on at all the panels, at the lunches, at the dinners, at the evening events, at the hangouts, it's just a buzz going on. The conversation is immense and valuable. I mean, it's not an expensive conference to attend, but the takeaways are relationships that bring business to everyone. So Lean Associates nationally does not have a GIS platform, which is an Achilles heel for our company. And I do think they're going to fix that one of these days. However, IntelliSite gives us the access to GIS. Today, especially I do healthcare, so especially in healthcare, information systems for locations are incredibly important. My partner and I, we pay a copious amount of money for highly specialized data set of insurance reimbursements by doctor, location, and patient for healthcare, but we need a GIS platform so I can use the 2 together. I get the data from insurance reimbursements for, it's called Acuity MD, amazing platform. And then in turn, I'm able to use the resources of IntelliSite to combine the 2, and then I have a full platform. I can compete against anyone with it. Well, the simplest ones are basically like mapping. I mean, one time we had a 33 building portfolio come to our all healthcare. iREIT was selling it and Harrison Street bought it, but we were given the assignment on a Friday and we had until the next Friday to understand those sites and come up with a value for them. So we jumped in the car and drove them, all 33, and they were in 7 states. They took all week. And I drove, my real estate partner wrote, and then we used IntelliSite the whole time to map our way there, plus understand drive times, demographics for each of the sites. We really got a broad breadth of understanding of the sites just in one platform, and we were able to do it the whole time while we drove in real time. Data-driven decision-making in healthcare is becoming like a buzzword. So architect firms came up with, I think it was HGA Architects came up with this about 10 years ago, and they started looking at how to move a patient through a space more efficiently. That started there, but it grew, and now it's the point where you have to understand where the competitor is, you have to understand where the referral source is, you have to understand where the patients are, and being able to put that all together in one location and lay those out so people can graphically see it. It's like buying a house. No one wants to buy a house unless they can figure out if their couch is going to fit in the living room. The same thing with healthcare real estate. IntelliSite gives us the ability to basically make that visual so that the provider can really see how are they going to compete, how are they going to spend their dollars. It's so expensive to open a clinic these days that they can't make a mistake. So being able to really see it, understand it, and value every single aspect of that is through the roof. The future of real estate is changing. Data is becoming available to anybody who will pay money for it. So somebody can go on to CoStar or LoopNet or whatever online and they can get basic information pretty easily. The key is going to be the brokers or the people who are involved in real estate in the future being able to have access to data and being able to interpret that data so that it's not just about access to the data. It's actually being able to use the data in a creative way that will help people really understand why they're doing what they're doing or what choices they need to make with their real estate so that they can save, 5, 10, or 15% of their annual spend by understanding up front where they're going and why and how the whole thing sews together. The future is great negotiators and data. And without those two, real estate people won't be involved. And if they have those two things, they'll be very involved. If you're not using IntelliSite, you are leaving money on the table.